the hell? WTHN, this is the show where you will hear what the hell matters to us now. Local celebrities, families, friends, and your everyday person. Talking about what the hell real people talk about. WTHN, starting now.
See myself. But all right, thank you so much for joining us today. Welcome to What the Hell Now, WTHN, with me, D. Carter, and I have a special guest, Tone Hollywood, today.
Yes.
Really excited about having Tone. We've been in each other's path for a long time.
A long time. Yes, we have.
Yes, started at Coops.
Coops. I was trying to think of the name of that gym. I was like, what goes in Coops? That's right. Yeah, started out at Coops. You was working there as a receptionist. Good people.
Yeah.
Always good people. Good energy, good vibe. And here we are, 2022. I'm on your show.
I know it, huh? It's a lot of fun.
I love it. I'm glad I'm here.
It's a lot of fun. I'm glad you're here too. And so, what I wanted to bring you in about is, I know you went through a health journey, and
Yep.
That's how we met. And that's
You're
how we
right,
started.
right, yep.
With you starting with that, but I know that it was just a lot with black men and just getting their health together.
Sure is.
Financially staying stable and finances with getting your health together.
Yes. All the above.
Yes.
Right.
And then with your job, just having fun.
Yeah.
While you're doing it. And so take us through a little bit of the day of Tone Hollywood.
A little bit of, okay, 7 years ago. Not tripping on. Pretty much, I try to start my day and try to get to the gym. I work out over there with Hero Fitness, and I try to get my workout on early in the morning. If I don't work out with him, I try to either jog or try to do something at a gym just to be active, to get early in the morning, get my day started. Even at that time, if I'm by myself, I try to go ahead and think about what I'm going to talk about on the air, kind of get a look at what's going on social media, on the news. And then by that time, when I get, shower up and get to the station, pretty much look over social media again, making sure there's anything, breaking news or anything going on, you know what I'm saying? Making sure the latest gossip, see who the baby got in the fight with last night, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
Who done got arrested. Especially the baby, because he fight every 5 minutes. So,
Yes.
Just keep it up with what's going on. And then I look at my song list and try to put together what I'm going to talk about when and just try to put together everything going on for my show. So that's kind of the preparation. I get there about 8:30ish, 9:30, something like that, in between then. And then 10 o'clock, we get rocking and rolling, get on the air and try to make it happen, put on these great songs on 107.3 Jams and make it go.
Yes, and making us dance in the car.
I tried to.
Pull over at the stop sign.
Some old school dances, you know what I'm saying, doing the WAP in the car. Yes.
Yes, for sure. And so just with everything going on with COVID and everything, did that actually make you kind of buckle down and say enough?
It did. I ain't gonna front. Funny looking back at some of the memories from like 2 years ago around this time, I think is when I started taking COVID seriously. But like when everything was shutting down in February, I saw a skit that I did where I was pretending I was a doctor spraying people so I wouldn't get COVID. But in my mind at that time, I don't think I took it seriously. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And so then as the year went on in 2020 and, you started seeing other people get sick and passing away, I started taking it a little bit seriously and more seriously. And then I got it. In November 2020, got it right before Thanksgiving. Or at least I found out I had it right before Thanksgiving. And, boy, it knocked me down. It knocked me down for about a week and a half almost of just feeling like crap and just being really, really tired.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And still don't even know how I got it. Like, I wasn't really out. I was doing the, washing my hands. So just make sure I don't think I'm dirty. I was washing my hands.
Sure this volume is up.
Okay. I was sanitizing myself, you know what I'm saying? I was making sure I was doing the right thing. And then messed around and ended up getting it. And boy, didn't have any breathing issues, but just really felt bad. Was really tired and was eating like once a day, if that. It was draining. And then I worked too. I was working from home, you know what I'm saying, on the air, which I shouldn't have done. But I did that for about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks, and before I got back to work, and it was rough. Yeah, it was rough. Lost 30 pounds just sitting at the house, not eating any junk food, of course.
Yeah.
But I didn't have an appetite.
Couldn't eat
I
anything.
couldn't eat it. I didn't have an appetite. And then, so that was like really being diabetic too, I'm also diabetic, so it was a scare of like making sure, I'm watching the news and seeing people with pre-existing conditions not making it, and I'm like, oh goodness, am I gonna make it? You got a little bit of scare like that, but God's grace, I was able to get through it and conquer it, and been on a health journey since then of just making sure I'm just doing the right things, making sure my A1C is down, and just really being careful of being around people, all that good stuff. I mean, it makes you think when you're sitting there not feeling well for those days, you kind of thinking of everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, did I not wash my hands right? Did I shake someone's hand? Did I hug someone I shouldn't have hugged? I mean, all that good stuff is in there,
It's a lot of paranoia.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Yeah.
Who did it? Was it you? Did I get it from you? Where did I get it from?
No, I heard you sniff.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I heard you sniff.
Oh, boy, you better hold that cough in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you can't even have allergies now.
No, you can't.
I got COVID.
You got COVID, don't you? Okay. Just make sure, bro. Just make sure.
Yes,
6 feet.
Exactly. And so tell us a little bit about that, because just as, just people being careful with COVID, of course. But then that you said, especially with your diabetes. Now, did you know you had diabetes before you got COVID?
Yeah. I've known I've had it since 2014 is when I was diagnosed. And so getting COVID was like, oh my goodness. Like I said, I thought I was being careful and everything. So, but like I said, I do a lot more active things than most people, you know what I'm saying? Working out and just trying to eat right, even then trying to eat right. But I really saw after being sick and not eating all the fast foods I was eating before, thinking that I was doing good, but I really wasn't. So that 2 weeks off of Bojangles and 2 weeks off of Waffle House, it really, I was like, okay, I get it now. You know what I'm saying? I get it now. So that kind of started my health journey to try to make sure I'm eating cleaner, a lot cleaner. Not as because sometimes them cheat days turn to cheat weeks.
Oh yes, and
I'm
then
just gonna cheat months,
and
then you look at your debit card, like, oh man, I done ate out for 5 weeks straight.
Here come another New Year's resolution.
Yeah, right. I am not going to go to Waffle House after midnight.
Sound good. That's exactly.
So
how
that's pretty much how it started. Yeah. So it was a scary experience, and unfortunately, having some people that passed away from COVID, and just as black men, we just have to do a better job of taking care of ourselves mentally and physically, as well as what we're doing financially, and just like you said earlier about health wise, you just got to make sure you're putting the right foods in there. We are pre-exposed to certain ailments that the others don't get, and we just have to make sure we're careful with that. And I'm so upset that I had diabetes because I've watched my grandmother taking pills, and I've watched all from a young age watching a lot of my relatives taking high blood pressure pills and things for that nature, and just looking at it, and then here I am, you know what I'm saying? So, and I was a lot heavier at that time when I found out. I was I think at my heaviest I was 230, 230, you know what I'm saying? So losing the weight and then keeping it off it's been a really big accomplishment for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I knew you was going to get on me. But I'm mad y'all not telling me I was fat, though. How dare you?
Well, you was in the gym.
I was in the gym, you know what I'm saying? But right at the gym, I was going to Bojangles, you know what I'm saying? No, I wasn't going to Bojangles. I was eating fried food, though.
That's so funny. And so now that you see, how, just with diabetes and, because now is it under control? Is it clear?
It's definitely a lot better than it was before. My A1C was 6.5. Last time, you want to know what it was before? I want to know what my A1C was for summer of 20. I know, right? Summer. It's always the summer always gets me. I seem to be doing good in the fall, good in the spring, but then summer comes. I don't know what happens.
Ice cream.
But yeah, there you go. Ice cream. There it is. Ice cream, sweet tea and lemonade to refresh myself. But no, 2019, my A1C in the summer was 12.3.
My goodness. Yeah. What you doing? Eating sugar cubes?
I mean, yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. And it was bad because I was getting better, and my doctor was like, once she got my results, she even looked at me like
really?
And I was like, what? I knew it wasn't going to be good. I knew it was going back up. You know what I'm saying? I had to be honest with myself. But she was like, you've gone back up. Because I got down to in the 9s. I got to 9 or 8, which is still high. But she's like, I was making a progress. And then she's like, you've gone back up. And I'm like, how much? She said, you're 12. I'm like, no way.
You popped some sugar cubes right before you went in there. A Snicker, a fun size.
I'll be a noun later, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me get this noun later right quick. Let me get this handle this thing right quick. I'll be good. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was the truth of like, you got to get it together. I even sent a text message that I kept to myself on my phone now. I have a text message to myself saying, you have got to get better or you're going to die. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not just the weight, but you're not on the right path. No
Yeah.
matter how you can laugh and joke it off and say cheat meal here, there. No. Your
Yeah.
A1C is extremely high, and you may not look it, but it's killing your insides. You know what I'm saying?
Simplify it that way too, or you're going to die.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I had to be, the harsh reality, right? But
Yeah.
really, you know what I'm saying? And I hate for, to pass away and people like, oh, I thought he was doing so well. And then the real truth is, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm over here picking out on the weekends and I'm eating stuff that I'm not supposed to be eating or not eating it or, let's say, I'll say like I'll have a cheat meal on Monday and then all of a sudden, here it is, Tuesday morning, well, I'm going to go ahead and get some breakfast from McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? So, stuff like that I was doing. I had to be honest with myself.
And let's talk about that too, because did you see like did you see the men in your family being serious about, I need to do, or I'm gonna die,
No,
kind of situation?
Never have. It's so bad. I mean, I have, no disrespect, but I have literally gone to some relatives and we've gone out to eat at the buffet. We that family with the wheelchair family or the oxygen tank family. You be seeing them in the buffet. You be seeing them be like, what they rolling in the buffet on the oxygen tank? You can't be eating that. Going right by the salad, going straight to the bang bang shrimp. You know what I'm saying?
All of the salad still there.
Right, man. And I had to be looked at myself, and I was like, you know what, I'm no better. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like knowing relatives that were sick, I remember having my father's uncle having a stroke. And when I was pretty young, I didn't really understand what that meant. I just knew that he went from being this fun, jovial family member to like he was almost mute. And I didn't understand that as a kid, and it was like, wow. But even then, we still at the family reunion, even though he's not speaking and stuff, we still over here getting it in. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just what we do. But never have I seen any of my relatives take a stand and say, you know what, nah, y'all go ahead and eat that. I'm eating this, or I just never saw that. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately.
Well, I got to start somewhere.
You
You might as well be you.
Right. Break the curse. You know what I'm saying? Snap it in half.
And you do. I mean, I know that, I don't know, how much you travel, but I'm pretty sure you travel quite a bit.
Yeah.
And then especially with meeting a lot of people in the party scene and stuff that your job has you doing.
It sure does.
And so how do you balance that? Because that's a challenge in itself, even if you weren't trying to be, healthier.
Exactly. I mean, sometimes you got to plan ahead. If you know a record rep is coming in with an artist or something like that, and or there's going to be a meet and greet, I just go ahead and try to eat earlier. You know what I'm saying? Eat my healthy meal earlier because I know it's going to be either pizza or, stuff, which, like I said, you can eat that in moderation, but, you have to be honest with yourself. If your if your blood sugar is 100 something for lunch and, you take your meds or you don't take your meds and then you get ready to eat dinner and it's a layout of stuff that's not good, you have to pass it up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to pass it up. You have to make sure that if you're going to a function and the food is going to be healthy, you got to tell yourself, I either can eat a handful of stuff or maybe I might be better off just eating before I get there.
Yeah.
And there's a bitter pill to swallow, believe me.
Yeah.
Especially when you see that spread.
Yeah.
Girl, when you see that spread.
But when you see them family members, the
I know.
spread.
Thank you. Talk to me. Talk to me.
Then that's what makes it all better.
It sure does.
That's what makes it all better for me.
Right, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
But men especially seem like they don't talk about health, fitness, finances, stuff like that with each other enough.
No, not enough. I mean, as I got older, that's something that we do, when you get, your 30s, pass on up, you kind of get together with some friends because, you're establishing your job, whether it's finances, whatever. Then it comes to play. But we need to really start talking about it earlier because, mistakes are going to be made because that's part of growing up.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if a brother was to say to another one, like, hey, man, you might want to take care of this or that, or you might save something back, just to have that knowledge, because, a lot of us don't do that. We don't do that, especially when in our young years of our 20s. When I was running track and field professionally, I wasn't thinking about the future. I was thinking about getting a bigger bag, you know what I'm saying? I was thinking like, okay, when I get to the Olympics, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to marry Holly Berry, then I'm going to be on television for a little bit, then we'll get a mansion in L.A., and then I'll be on TV, have my own radio show, I'll be on ESPN, I'll be on EN, something like that, but realistically, as far as like, we just don't we don't talk enough, and I don't know if it's because we don't want to share the information. I think maybe we want to, a lot of times, and I know that happens to me too. When you're talking to another brother, you don't want to feel like you don't know what you're talking about. You don't want to feel intimidated, like, oh boy, he may know more than I do, and he may say, brother, that's not the way you do such and such. Then you're like, oh crap, I feel stupid. So a lot of times we don't say nothing, and then all of us are sitting in a room being ignorant and not getting the knowledge that we all can share from each other. You know what I'm saying? And it just happens like that. And I just have to be honest, as a black man, I've been in those circles, and I'm trying to break that as well. Like, I'm trying to break the stereotype of that we don't talk to each other about mental health or finances, because we all can benefit from each other. I think social media has done a little bit of that to help. You know, when I see a friend post something about maybe their mental health, or say, you know what, man, I just invested in such and such and it didn't work, I may inbox them like, really, what happened? I'm saying, what happened? And that kind of can start a dialogue, because a lot of people, someone will say like, man, everybody's inboxing me, asking me questions, we might as well just go ahead and discuss it. So that's kind of something that I think kind of helps now, that we are able to use social media as a channel to kind of start the conversation.
Gotcha. And because I know you have a lot of, social media going on.
Yeah.
And so
part of the job, right?
I know.
Being all my business.
So with you being in social media, and I know that it's a lot of, women empowerment and all that kind of stuff. Because I've asked this question in the group before. Why don't you think that men have a lot more like male empowerment? Because I know Eric Thomas he's done some stuff.
E.T. Yeah,
I love E.T.
He's great.
But I know he's done some stuff too. But especially like locally here in Greenville and stuff. What do you think is really preventing?
Well, that's a great question. I don't know, because on my radio show, even though I play music, it's not a talk show. I try to promote positivity.
Yeah.
But I guess a lot of times we just feel like, this is my own thing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I think it really comes from? I don't want to talk y'all to death, but I'm going to try not to talk you to death. I really think it comes from, we get embedded in wanting to have our own style, want to have our own thing, want to do our own thing, right? So, like, I remember when Concrete Jungle was around, and when I didn't think anybody else knew about it, I would just wear stuff when I was at Clemson. They'd be like, where do you get that from? Oh, I got a hookup from my homeboy. Like, the spot. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to tell nobody. So fast forward as I get older, I think a lot of times we just want to show people that we're doing this or we have this going on, and not necessarily want to spread the seeds and the knowledge to others. And I think that's what ends up happening. So I think some brothers feel like, man, ain't nobody going to come. Ain't nobody going to listen. Ain't nobody going to listen to what I got to say. When, we saw the Million Man March in 1996, and we saw that what we can do when we all come together, no matter what nationality, no matter what religious background, we can come together for one cause for betterment. You know what I'm saying? Self-empowerment. And I don't know why that's gotten lost now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what happens. I've always in my brain thought about wanting to do, some type of event, whether it's a brunch for us brothers, and have somebody, whether it be an E.T. or Colin Kaepernick, or just somebody locally like a Pastor Johnson, someone that's positive in this community that can talk to us, just to give us encouragement. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I think that would be great. But sometimes I wonder, will brothers show up? You know what I'm saying? And it would be 12. And then you almost think that the people who will show up, they the ones that get it. We need to reach out to the ones that aren't the ones that are getting that knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Yeah. I'm glad you said that, because that's a challenge for me to do better. You know what I'm saying? To go out there and try to promote and try to encourage us to try to come up with something, because we don't have it. And I get on my soapbox. I don't think the man wants us to do that. It's conspiracy. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to see us, empowering the youth and making sure that the youth is getting themselves straight, and they're not killing and doing certain sets in the streets. I really think that could be a setup too as well. Remember the movie Belly?
Oh yes.
Remember when the pastor wanted to DMX to kill the dude? The police officer wanted to kill the pastor.
Yes.
And when he said, he's like, we can't let the Reverend make that speech on New Year's Eve. We can't. And it's almost like, because that speech is going to empower some people that are going to turn their life around, and then end up being a problem for you, not a problem that you have to arrest, a problem that's going to attest to things you're doing in the community.
Your dirt clean.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, I really think that, but we got to do better, D.
For sure.
You're right. We do. We got to do better.
Because I'm a woman, and I'm tired of seeing women empowerment stuff.
Right.
I'm tired of it.
She said it. Really?
I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
It's enough, sisters, soldiers. It's enough. Like, it's enough of us. Don't get me wrong. I'm always going to empower my women.
Of course.
But it seems to the point where the women are so empowered that they're trying to be the men. I'm tired of it.
Mm, mm.
You know.
I felt that, sister. I
Yeah.
felt that.
You
You're right,
know.
and you're exactly right.
Yeah.
And I love seeing this, the women empowerment too. But if you're not helping out yourself, if you're not trying to get the brothers together, then what are we doing? Because we need each other.
Yes.
We can't do it by ourselves. We can't.
That's the biggest. That's how we made the largest. The most sound was made when we were together.
Right.
That's
You're,
what it
you're
is.
exactly right. And like I said, just thinking about things that we could be doing in our community as brothers and stuff to get the brothers together. And like I said, I'm trying to get into the Big Brother Big Sister mentoring program. I've been talking to some of the people with that, the Upstate Fatherhood Coalition, some great organizations in this areas that are reaching out to the youth, to bring them up. But we do need to do a better job as the mature African Americans in this area to get together and not be fighting on social media, not be in each other's girlfriends' inbox.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? But seriously, we need to do a better job of being collaborative and leading.
yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, I love to see the sisters lead, but the men need to take charge and lead too. And like I said, I'm calling myself out as well. We do need to be like leaders. We need that. We need it.
We ready.
You ready to be led?
Cause we tired.
Right, yeah, right. And I'm sure you are, because I'm sure I see a lot of stuff you're doing in the community, and you're an amazing mother too. And I see, I thought your son was going to remix my kicks one time. You know what I'm saying? Remember those shoes? But but seriously,
Yes.
we need that, and I think we need more people to see that, and then I think that'll create the water to be planted on the seeds of the youth to be able to go ahead and understand that that's something they need to do as well. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah.
For
Wow.
sure.
So y'all you getting tired, huh?
Yeah. I'm tired of the women because if they don't really understand, and I'm gonna use a word that y'all hate,
Okay.
their role. If they don't understand their role, it's even more challenging, because when a man does come around and is trying to do great, you feel like, oh, I done had it this long, now I got it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Let him do it.
You're right.
That's what he's supposed to be doing.
You're right.
And so it's a lot right now where like I said, I love the women empowerment and this and that and the other, but it's time for women to focus on more of knowledge of self, and men too, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But the women have a little bit harder time because we've had to take on a role that was thrown to us.
Right.
We didn't want it,
Exactly.
But it was a role that was thrown to us. Now it's time. It's okay. We could give it back. We don't have
You're right. You're right.
give it back. We don't need it anymore.
You're exactly right. And we need to do a better job on both sides of encouraging each other too. If you see a brother that's out there doing something and you feel like it's positive, support it. Share that flyer. Go to that event. Tell someone else about it. Let the person know. You know what I'm saying? Let them know afterwards he did a good job. They could continue. You know what I'm saying? Not just to do an event and then, if it doesn't have a great turnout, to totally forget about that person. Give them some advice. Help them out. You know what I'm saying? And that goes with both. You know what I'm saying? And brothers and sisters, we gotta work together.
Yeah.
We
for sure.
definitely gotta work together.
Yeah, because
Wow,
I
it's
know
powerful.
that it's been nothing since we've met.
Yeah,
It's
you're right.
always been positivity. When we get around each other, we laugh, we joke, we have
Sure
a good
do.
time. But that's why I was like, let me ask Tony if he want to be on the show.
Like, nah, I ain't mentally right. You know what I'm saying? I be posting rats and stuff on my Instagram, girl. I ain't with no self-empowerment. I'm out somebody twerking and falling on their face. That's what I do. Nah,
You found the funniest fall. I'm like, where do you get this stuff?
my brain is just there, right? It's on my timeline.
Where do you get these falls? How do they fall
People
like
be
that?
tripping every day, B. They be tripping every day.
The way that some of them fall, but it's okay. I'm not gonna go on that because we can talk about that all day. But,
Yes, we can. We sure can.
but that's what it is saying in finances. Okay, something with finances. Of course, in our community alone,
Yeah,
that's an issue.
it is.
But if I see one more pair of Jordans
Ooh-wee.
without a life insurance policy,
Come on now. Come on now. Come on. You was preaching right now. I don't know what it is about. I don't know what it is about us as a people. And I'm talking to us as a people. You know, so I can keep it real, right? I don't know what it is about us as a people where we think about the future, and some of us get intimidated, and then we just want to just focus on what's going on right now. And there will be no future if you don't focus on now having a plan. You know what I'm saying? And you know, if I see, you know, one more person pass away and there has to be a GoFundMe because there's no life insurance or and people that work full-time jobs.
Yes.
What is your benefits going to?
With saying that with the finances, and you know, like you said, the GoFundMe.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just it's too much. But well, I'm gonna say this. When is the best age to start telling them that? Because if you're getting them Jordans at 5,
Yeah. You're already putting a value on certain things right then, and they're seeing it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I wish they would teach it in schools. Let me say that again. I wish they would teach it in schools. I took an accounting class, though. I took an accounting class when I was in high school, and that's where I learned, no disrespect to my mom and dad, but that's where I learned how to write checks. That's how I learned how to write checks.
That's how we learned,
That's
too.
where I got an idea of, you know, the ledger, the balance of the ledger and
Oh,
stuff like that.
yes.
That's where I learned then. I don't know if they do that anymore, but that was an eye-opener for me. So when I did get to college and my parents opened up, you know, I opened up a bank account and stuff, I was able to manage my money a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? To understand what's going on here. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's kind of, I really think that it has to be at least middle school.
Yeah.
You know, because when I go to the schools to talk to kids, when I first started working in radio, it was like career fairs at high school and stuff like that. But it's like, nah, you kind of got to hit them in 6th grade.
Yeah.
You know, you get the sooner the better because there's so many, you don't know what's going on in their environment. And, you know, the games could be coming at them. You know, they're learning about stuff on their phones so quickly. So I think it's as young as 6th grade, you know what I'm saying, I think that's when you start teaching about finances. You know, I don't know about you, but I had an allowance.
Yeah, no.
It wasn't much, but I had an
No,
allowance because I had to do chores.
We was broke it broke.
Nah, it wasn't getting much now. You know, it was $1 here, $1 there. But, you know, it was getting that cheap labor out of me. But, you know, like my parents kind of instilled me on, you know, well, if you do this, you'll get this.
Yes.
So if you wash your dishes every night, you'll get $1 at the end of the week or something like that. You know, they put a monetary value on it. And then the first time I realized, like, oh, snap, I got $10 in my pocket.
Yeah.
And then my dad was like, you want to go to Toys R Us? I'm like,
For real, Toys R Us.
I'll
was
get that G.I. Joe, you know what I'm saying?
the dream back then.
Oh,
what?
and it was so big. You know, the aisles were so big. You're like,
Yeah.
all these toys can be mine. Oh, my God. What do I get? You only got $10. But, but still,
Little did we know, we could have got more from the dollar store.
we
But-
sure could have. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're a bougie toy person like me and like, nah, I got to have a real Transformer.
Right,
Not the little
suck 'em.
robot thing at the end of the aisle. You know what I'm saying? When you go to the checkout, the little, no.
Oh, yeah.
I want Optimus Prime back,
Yeah.
back over here.
The real
The real one, yeah.
Nah, mine broke. It came from the grocery store line. That's
Oh, yeah. First day, oh.
It done.
Done. I think we grew up together. We just didn't know we grew up together, girl.
Yeah, nah.
But seriously, I really think that's important because we do put such a value on material items. And I mean, I've gone to many schools to talk to kids or summer camps and stuff like that, just joking around, kicking it with, you know how I do. And these kids will tell you, they know. I mean, I remember a time when kids could tell me who the richest person in the world was, what they grossed, what they made, how much money they make an hour in a day. So they're putting together the monetary value. So they'll understand. They'll understand the value of this and understanding that if you make this amount of money, you won't, you know, you'll be broke. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, if you don't manage your money well, when you get older, you know, it can happen. And then we see so many athletes that when they retire, they go broke, bankrupt. It's something that it's important. It's important in our community. Very, very important.
It really is. Now, because you don't have any children, right?
Right, no children.
Okay, and so when you see other, you know, children, you know, in the community, like you going to the camps and things like that,
Right.
Talk about the boys. Like, what do you see changing from boys then to boys now?
Wow. Seeing their interests. Like the things that they're into now compared to when I first started in radio and going to like, you know, career days and stuff like that. It seems, I mean, they're more knowledgeable about things that are going on now. I mean, the internet is just social media and everything. It's just, it's at their fingertips. It's wild and free. And, you know, these boys that are playing these video games, you know, that's another escape. And that's another way to be able to talk to people from another country. And they learn things that way, too. It can be a negative and it can be a positive. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm seeing now, I will admit, these last few years, I'm seeing a lot more kids interested in, you know, the engineering process and knowing, you know, computers and stuff like that and wanting to be data writers and stuff like that. I'm seeing a big interest in that. And on the flip side, I'm also seeing more kids that know about some of the things with some of the artists, like the background, like knowing who shot who. You know, it's like
the whole story.
Right. Like they can tell you.
Yes.
Oh no. When the baby was in Walmart, what happened was, the guy ran up on him, and so when he ran up on him, he gave him 2 seconds to leave away. You know, I'm like,
yeah, it's like what?
I just saw the Walmart video last week. How you been on what? So I mean, but they you can't underestimate what they know, because right now everything is at their fingertips. If they have a phone, or if they got a big brother or mom and dad when they ain't around being on that phone, they can click right on it and find out stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I even went to a school one time and was asking kids what they want to be, and I was, I felt old. They were like, I said, anybody want to get in the entertainment industry? And some kids raised their hand, and I was like, what do you want to be? I want to be an Instagram influencer. I want to be a TikTok influencer. I'm like, whoa, I didn't think they was gonna say that.
Wait a minute.
Y'all don't want to be in a
Get
radio,
out my palm
right?
pilot.
y'all don't want to be in radio or television. They're like, I want to be YouTube influencer, because so and so, they mentioned someone who makes he makes $40,000 a video. I'm like,
Yeah.
sure does.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a trip, because they actually we went for more career. What are we gonna do with our lives?
Exactly.
They go for what's gonna make me the most money now.
Thank you. Right now. Yep.
Now.
Yep. And there's going to have to be a switch, whether it was when you and I are retired or whenever, but there's going to have to be a change in employment where they're going to have to respect that and understand it. I'm thinking we're kind of seeing that now with the worker shortage. The people are valuing, are like, you know what? I don't have to work here for $15. There's just someone over here that's just going to pay me $22 an hour.
22.
What you going to do?
Yeah.
Doing the same thing, same hours, you know? So I think there's going to be a time where that's going to be a shift, and people are going to have to understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the
Cut the
truth.
check.
Because these YouTubes and TikToks, and I'm
All
so
over the
tired of
place.
them. But
Are you?
I'm tired of the little robot dances, and I'm tired of it.
What's going to have to eventually happen, some of these black influencers are going to have to start getting paid like the white influencers.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to have to start happening.
Mm-hmm.
Or TikTok is going to be gone, and we're going to be on something else.
Yeah.
And because there's too many influencers that are black, as far as when you talk about the dances, that are doing these dances, and then, they get a following, and then when their white counterparts do them, they get millions of viewers and millions of likes, and they're getting credited for doing something that, somebody from 2-5 did that dance. They did that, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Somebody from Nickeltown did that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, that's going to have to change too.
But yeah, and so we've always seen the difference. They've always taken our stuff.
Yeah. Way back to rock and roll, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All the way. But before that, it's a lot of stuff all the way back in Africa. But why do you think that it's so hard for us to take our shit back? Like they're okay with pennies.
Yeah, we can't. We can't. And hopefully we can't be there anymore. You know what I'm saying? I think the best example was the guy that created. I'm trying to think of not the damn Daniel dude, but there was an influencer, someone that they created a catchphrase that got really big, and he didn't capitalize on it. The one of those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that brother, he was told from some other people about getting it copywritten. Wasn't really around the greatest people to kind of give him the knowledge on how to turn that into a profit. And then, eventually he got ran with it. Someone did copyright it, started putting it on T-shirts and stuff like that. And he got depressed, was upset, that he didn't capitalize on that. And then what did it for him, when he thought it was done and over with, he goes to see Black Panther.
Yeah.
And then, then the line where the girl said, the story says, what are those? And he was like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, so going back, we just have to do a better job of respecting ourselves and knowing that we came from kings and queens.
Yes.
We're innovative and we're creative. And there comes a time when we have to take that innovation and start turning it into a profit. And you turn it into a business. You can turn it into that. So being around the right people and understanding that is really big. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're on these YouTubes and stuff like that. Why not find out how to start your own business? Why not how to find out how you can copyright something?
Yeah.
That kind of could be kind of easy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And so that's a big deal, because that's what, just like, with me starting the show and,
Yep.
Everything that I'm doing, everything. Thank you. And so it was a long time coming, but I'm still not exactly where I want to be, of course. I'm trying to do more, but just the logistics of it, I'm not going to allow myself not to make myself a brand.
There you go.
There
you go.
So
say it again, sister.
Yeah, you got to make yourself a brand. And I think that's what a lot of these people that are, just trying to be funny on YouTube and, just doing different stuff don't really realize.
They don't.
And these kids even, got viral videos and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, if they saying, yeah, let me post your video and this that, find out who's posting your video, where it's going.
Yep. Watermark it.
Yes, watermark.
Anybody's watching it, the kids are doing stuff on TikTok, find a way to watermark their stuff because, I have no problem sharing stuff. I love to share stuff that's already watermarked because I don't want them thinking I'm trying to profit off of their stuff. You know what I'm saying? And you should, if you start seeing your videos getting likes and getting shared and stuff like that, you got to watermark it so they can, go back to the source.
Yes.
If it's something funny you did or if it's a dance you did, they want to go back and be able to say, well, this person kind of cracked me up. Let me follow them.
Yeah.
You can't just assume that they're going to do that once they see the video. So yeah, definitely watermark your stuff. Find out stuff about that because that's the only way we can can collect our own and keep our own.
Exactly.
Because they will take it.
And I know that you are on. Okay, so you are on.
I'm on
the
everything.
radio.
Yep. I'm on everything. No, stop.
You're on What the Hell Now show.
Yes, bow,
And
bow.
So, boom. And then, so what's up next? What's on your agenda?
On my agenda right now, I got some other things that's in the works that I unfortunately I can't talk about. But when they happen,
Not yet.
not yet. But but as far as like working at the station, I'm the assistant program director on 107.3 Jams. So I'm getting really involved in just making sure we put plans and stuff together that our audience is going to enjoy, especially for our adults, our adult women like you.
Yeah.
We're trying to do more events and now that we're back outside, we're trying to do more events that's focused to that core, making sure the music is right. Making sure that, I know people love our 90s stuff, but making sure we're keeping up to date with the newer R&B that's coming out and just being a voice in that and seeing that happen is kind of dope because
That's awesome.
what I love is that there's some songs on the air right now that I was talking about a couple months ago, and now they're in heavy rotation now, and I'm like, yeah.
Yes. We can thank Tom for that.
Thank you.
Good.
Thought they could do what it do, man.
Because I know you're not originally from here,
Right.
and I'm not, but
Right.
we're from where music is.
Talk to me. Talk to me. I'm from the land of Timberland and Pharrell and the Clips and so many more.
And I'm
Missy
from
Elliott.
Houston,
You
so
from the
it's
H-Town.
like,
Come on.
That's where music is.
Yeah,
and
you're right.
so when we go home and hear something, it's like, wait a minute,
Yep.
that's not playing out there yet.
Exactly. What's funny? And a lot of people ask me those questions, like, how come I go to Atlanta and I hear this, and I go to Charlotte and I hear this? We test all of our music. Our company spends a lot of money to every 2 weeks we test songs, and we take the songs that are really popular, already at the point, songs that are on the up and coming, and we test them and we send it out to a list of people. So check your emails, but we send out a list to people, some of our P1s, and our P1s means our target, our number one target demographic, which is African American women's age 35 and up, and we send it to them, and we get the feedback from certain songs.
That's awesome.
So it's a good and a bad. The good part is it gives us a good gauge of what songs are, but if people don't respond, then the ones that do, they're considered the higher sample. So if I send it out to 10 people and only 2 people respond, and those 2 people say they don't like the new Queen Latifah, they like the new SZA, then that's what's going to get played more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it works. That's
cool.
the best way we can gauge it, as opposed to going to knocking on people's door and being like, hey, you like this song?
Yeah.
Nah, get out my face, man.
I know.
But
is that Tom being a Jehovah
right.
Witness?
Close my door, hiding behind a peephole like this, like when someone knocking your door, you ain't expecting like.
It's like, who is this?
Shh, don't say nothing.
Girl, Tom is a Jehovah Witness now. He was at the door.
Can I please tell you about 107.3 Jams?
Really? But that's cool. I did not know that that's how it was done. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
And like I said, it gives a fair playing field. Try to create a fair playing field of what our listeners want and get an exact idea of what songs they like. And they'll let us know. They'll let us know what songs. Sometimes it's humbling. Yeah. It's like you're like, oh man, I thought they was like, no, they don't like that song too much, or they're tired of it. It's very specific with the questions they ask, so you can find out if they're tired of it, if they like it, if they don't like it anymore, or they just like, okay, I want to hear more of it. It's a good way to gauge that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we try to do, and you'd be surprised how many people be holding on to some of the same old songs. You'd be very surprised.
I know. I can.
You can name the songs.
Old Time Road now. I could bleed it.
Oh,
I was like, when
that song was. It was ridiculous.
I was like,
I think since I've been in radio, because I started out on Hot 98.1. That's when I was there for 10 years. I remember when Crank That Soulja Boy. I never forget. I never forget the week before we started. No, actually, a couple days before we started playing it. Every phone call. Well, I lie to you not. Every phone call was asking for that song.
Crank That Soulja Superman.
Yes. Can I hear Crank That Superman? I was like, and then the next day was our music meeting, and our consultant at the time asked me about the song. I said, man, last night, every call was for that song. He said, play it tonight. I was like, okay, I got you. Right. So, and that's what we did. But, I just remember that was like one of the first songs I can remember that radio was behind on.
Yeah.
That was one of the first ones I remember, like, the audience are already hearing it.
Yeah.
They know what it is. So what we waiting on?
Yeah.
And my boss in corporate was like, yeah, let's get it on. We don't need to wait for research. They already like it. So that's another way how songs get popular.
Cool.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to do another show about the politicking and radio too, because I know some
it's
stuff.
a lot. Yeah, I bet you do.
Yeah. So, but we're not gonna do that because it's working there. Okay.
We'll do that later, another time.
Yeah, another time. Maybe I will drink.
I love
but,
it.
but no, just with you just being a big influence in the area.
Oh, thanks.
And yes, and just especially with the kids and everything, and seeing you go through your journey.
Yeah.
Is really cool.
Thank you.
Takeaway, just a good takeaway for them. How are you keeping your fun, fitness, and finances together?
Oh, man, I pray about it. I pray about it every day before I go to bed. I thank him when I wake up in the morning, because I know it can all be taken away just like that. You know what I'm saying? The station could decide the company could decide they want to flip the format. Y'all may decide you don't want to listen to me anymore. The ratings can go down. I mean, I'm just thankful for everything, because this is something I've always wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? So, and I also always believed that if I got in this position, I wanted to talk to kids, you know what I'm saying? Because I was fortunate, very blessed that my parents, still living to this day, that they were in my life when I was younger, and even would take in some of my friends who didn't have a father role model or something like that, or their mother or father was out in the streets or something like that. So I know not everybody was raised like me, so I just try to, if anything I can do, if I can just give you a laugh a day, you know what I'm saying? Anything I can do to help someone, that's why I'm here. My grandmother, both my grandmothers, one was actually a social worker, and another one was she worked at a rehab facility. So that always wanted to help out other people, the less fortunate than you. That's kind of like embedded in me, because I would see them do that. So
and the act right is embedded in you. You gotta act right.
Yeah. Oh, there was some times at the welfare place, because that's where my grandmother worked, and my mom would drop me off there before she went to work. And man, there was some time my grandma had to get rough on a few people. You know what I'm saying? When they got disapproved of them stamps, and they act like they gonna do something, she was like, nah. First of all, what you gonna do? You gonna sit down? You gonna lower your voice? I'm like,
"Hey, sweetheart."
I want to be like, hey, look, that's my grandma don't play. You know what I'm saying? Or when my grandma worked at a rehab facility, she had to get strict with a couple clients, like, hey, sit down.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that wanting to help other people is just embedded in me.
That's
so
awesome.
I found a way to find something that I love to do and be able to do both. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm here, D.
That's awesome. I'm not going to ask you about your dating life. I know somebody out there wondering.
I do know that. Let me clear this rumor up. Because
you had a rumor.
I think sometimes people just assume that I can't believe I'm actually talking about this, but there's some people just assume that I got women like all over the place or something like that.
No. You just not have women all over the place.
No,
for the record.
I don't. I mean, first of all, I don't look like I could. You know what I'm saying? I ain't like Idris Elba. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? But still, I mean, like, I think there's a stigma or stereotype that people think that, because I'm on the radio, that like I got a girl in Spartanburg, I got someone in Anderson, something like that. Nah, it's not.
You got them waiting at the door.
I mean,
when he get off of work, they open the door.
Rihanna used to call me, you know what I'm saying? Then, I ain't returned the call back. Next thing she with ASAP Rocky. Well, how'd that happen?
And then. So, no, he don't have girls all over the place, okay? That don't mean that he's giving you an open invitation.
There we go. Right. Oh, dude, you making me sweat now, girl.
Not an open invitation, okay? Simmer down, young women.
You were so funny.
But no, just keeping that balance alone.
Yeah. I'm telling you, there's been, I think about it now, there's been some good relationships I was in, but unfortunately, I was probably more focused on my career than I should have been, and not nurturing a relationship like I should have. There's been times where I had an event that I was like, oh, we can't. I know we planned something planned on Saturday, but I got this event to do. I'm gonna make some money and stuff like that. Not even thinking because they support me that they're cool with that. I mean, you do that 4 or 5 times, you know. So I'm like, what value am I? And I didn't realize that at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So definitely more conscious of that now. You know what I'm saying? Definitely more conscious of including, and then even that with my family too, because I always felt like my mom and dad, they understand, you know what I'm saying? But then, you know, when you don't go home for 2 years because of, you know, the COVID stuff like that, and then, you know, it's like, oh, wow, I ain't seen my mom in 2 years, you know, and then hearing her say, like, I miss you and stuff like that, it's like, okay, I really got to start putting work to the back burner and start paying attention to what's, you know, family and stuff like that, you know, a little bit more. I'm an only child.
Oh, and you the only child?
Don't you dare say I'm spoiled. I ain't spoiled. I deserve everything I get.
Yeah, well, we gonna say that your mama gonna agree.
Don't get my mom on the show, please. Do not call my mom or my dad.
We'll say they agree, maybe.
But yeah, you know, that balance of just making sure that, you know, and maybe that's why I'm not married yet. I don't know, but I just know that there's some good relationships I've been in that I didn't nurture like I should have because I put work first, and that kind of. This job could be gone tomorrow.
Mean, that was the lesson that needed to be learned.
Yeah, I guess it was. Yeah.
It's not a big deal. Don't worry about it.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. That's water off your back.
Glad she had my back. Appreciate you. Thank you.
On to the next. It wasn't your time, sis. I'm sorry.
Right.
Wait.
Bow.
And sorry, not your turn.
Not your turn. I love it. Next. Next,
please. I'm better now.
Thank
you.
You
can come.
There you ready. Get me ready for the right one, right?
Yes.
There we go.
See, that's how it goes. These hard lessons to learn, but you know you gotta learn them. I had to learn some hard ones too, and I'd be like, dang, that was kind of wrong, but it's done. I said sorry.
Yeah, right. I mean, if you don't learn from the lesson, then you're never gonna learn. You know, if you don't kind of look back and think like, okay, all right, I did it this way. Okay, I ain't gonna do that again. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of put that together.
Yeah, that's good.
And didn't bring baggage to the next relationship.
Please.
Boy.
Please. No one cares.
I'll never forget going on a date with someone, and she talked about her. I think they just broke up. And so I was cool with her talking about him, but then I was like, okay, you're not really ready to move on, are you?
Is this a session?
Right. Like she got emotional talking about, you know what? And then he left me. I was like, ooh, snap. So I knew that the wounds were still there.
Red flag.
You're right. At the same time, I was like, okay, are you gonna be all right? I was like, because you sound like if he was to walk in this restaurant right now, that this date would be over. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
You gonna throw your salad at him?
Throw your salad at him or throw yourself at him? Yeah, right. I'm like, okay, well, I hope y'all have a good one. Bro, you want to sit down?
Yeah, no.
Y'all want to talk this out?
She's waiting on you.
Bro, she's waiting on you. I'm just, you know what? I'm going to pay for y'all meal. I'm going to go out of here. I'm going to go to Crocs somewhere where I'm appreciated.
Yes, Lord. And that's it. Talk about that, because that is something. And then, we're going to wrap it up in a minute.
Okay.
But, talk about that just as far as, bringing baggage, just not just with relationship, but work, family, just because men deal with things a lot different, than women.
We do.
And so some women are good at holding it in. But men are a lot better at holding it in and making it look like it's all together.
You're right. We sure do.
And then all of a sudden, when it does come, it's like boom, and it's like, what the hell?
Right. Where'd all that come from?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
we got to do a better job of being able to trust who we're with, and then trust that it's just going to be between me and her, and that I can vent to you, and it won't be something thrown at me later on. You know what I'm saying? And that goes for men and women. We can't sit there and as if you're venting to me about an issue with someone at work, and then all of a sudden we get in an argument. I was like, see, that's why nobody like your work. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many word right that happened to you?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But we can't do that. You know what I'm saying? We have to be able to find a way where we got to be a confidant, and we got to be someone that's going to support that family member, that boyfriend, that girlfriend, and support them, and make them feel comfortable that you can't talk to me about anything, and I'm not going to throw it in your face, even if it's about me. You know what I'm saying? And I think we have to peel back the layers, and we have to be vulnerable. But it's got to be with the right person too.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because I remember talking to someone and got together with one of her friends. Right, we all got together and hanging out. Her friend knew everything about me, and it's one thing to know certain things, but then she's like, "Yeah, so how's your dad doing?" I'm like,
"Wait a minute.
What do you mean?" "Oh, he didn't get in an accident the other day, did he?" I'm like, "You told her about my dad?" I don't know why it just struck a nerve. It was like,
Why did that bother you, though?
I don't know
That's
why
so
it did.
funny because a similar situation just happened
Really?
with one of my friends, and the girl and the person was upset because someone asked her about her parent. Like,
wow.
She was upset. Why did it upset you?
I think it bothered me because I felt like, well, because I don't tell a lot of people stuff. I know I'm guilty of that. So I keep my circle of people that I talk to about stuff like that pretty tight. So maybe 3 or 4 people. So when I let someone in about something personal going on with my family, something like that, I just expected to keep it between us. So in my brain, in my nerdy, weird ADHD having brain, I'm starting thinking like, so what were y'all talking about? Why did I come up? Was it just 2 people? Was it a whole bunch of people? Why are we talking about my dad? Do you think something's wrong? Did I not do the right thing? Everything. So all that was going through my brain, and then right then I'm like, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to do this no more. I don't. Right. I'm building up a wall. So then as soon as they left and it was I hanging out, I was like, yeah, giving 1-word answers. I had checked out. Yes, I'm that guy. I did it. I did. I had checked out.
That is amazing.
And then next thing you know, we were just
private.
texting. And then next thing you know, we didn't hear from each other anymore. Sorry. That's what happened.
Now you know.
Yeah.
Now you know.
But yeah, so I don't know if every guy's like that, but I know I just kind of felt like, I was just talking to me and you. I thought, I don't want all your friends to know. Because I don't repeat stuff that
so
you tell
now
me.
will you say that to someone?
I'm going to wait.
Yeah, because
I think I'll wait. Well, also, too, unfortunately, at that time, my dad was having some health issues.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was confiding in her, because I was kind of upset because I was like, dang, this and that's going on.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot better now, by the way. But it was at that time, it was kind of like I didn't really have anybody to talk to. And I didn't want to burden somebody with it. But, we were hanging out. So when I was telling her, I felt like that was, somebody I could, relate to. And then next thing you know, you got that friend that doesn't have a filter. And now she's bringing up stuff. And I'm just like,
how do you know?
Okay. What else do you know?
So now, Tom. Okay, you have to say,
Yes.
look, I'm gonna need you to keep this between me and you.
Right.
Just that's your
A little disclaimer. There we go. There you go. Yes,
That's
you're
your
right.
disclaimer.
You're right.
Because girls are gonna talk.
I see that. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just how you doing? How you and Tom doing? Oh, he's doing okay. I was over there, and his dad's not doing very well, but he's doing all right. This is
And
normal.
that's probably how it happened. That's
Yeah.
probably exactly how it happened. But in my weird brain was thinking, she over here blabbing.
What else she
And that's
saying?
like, what else you talking about? How'd that come up? And then us guys will trying to be hard. We don't want to bring it up like, okay, I ain't gonna say nothing. But then we get the attitude. The next thing you know, hey, you all right? Yeah, I'm all right.
Lies, all lies.
What you want to do tonight?
Nothing.
What you want to do?
Cause you gonna tell everybody what we do.
Won't you tell me what we gonna do? She's like, telling everybody everything with your big mouth.
Nothing.
Sitting there watching Netflix. She way over that side of the couch. You over here like.
You gonna tell me what happened on the movie? You tell me.
Well, since we're talking about everything now, what we doing? You good? Man, in fact, I'm about to roll, man.
Yeah, no.
I didn't do nothing that ignorant. I'm just saying, I just know somebody can relate.
Yes, for sure. I understand. And so, yes, that's a big deal. Talk.
Yeah,
please.
talk.
Men.
Definitely.
Talk.
We do need to talk. Don't be afraid to talk either. And even if you talk to someone and that ends up not being the one, it's all good. Because if we don't have the lines of communication together, you're never going to know if that's the right person. You're never going to know what you really like, what you don't like. You got to talk.
Yes,
You
for
do.
sure. Because what you really like and don't like is so easy.
So easy.
It's so easy to just say, hey, I don't like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like that. Can you please
Pineapples
not do
or
that?
something, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or I think, being honest in that, I think when we're starting to talk to somebody, we just want to be accepted and loved so quickly. We don't, well, I'm not going to tell them that they do such and such. I don't really like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you got to eventually, because,
Yeah.
you can mess around and be engaged to someone and realize, I don't know this person like that.
Yeah, and
You know what I'm
people
saying?
will spend their whole life around each other,
Miserable.
not farting around each other. Like, you can't even fart.
When you get to that level, I mean, when you're that open, it's like, look, make it happen. You can
know.
die by not letting
Yes.
your gases out, can't you?
Yes.
Ain't nothing,
So,
boy, I tell you what, ain't nothing comfortable than sitting there watching Netflix and be like,
I knew a lady
You can only
like
switch
that. She
positions
said
for
she
so
has
much.
never passed gas in front of her husband. It's
a
like,
husband.
It's like, yeah, y'all married and all.
Wow.
Girl, he done seen kids come out your
Come
twat.
on, right? He done been there after the bathroom. He done blew up the bathroom. He done blew up the bathroom. Come on.
Like,
We
is it
good?
that serious? Yeah.
I'm not going to look at you any differently.
No.
Just give me the
It's like,
spray.
yeah, please. Yeah, no.
If needed. You know what I'm saying?
If needed. Yes, but little stuff like that, it's like,
Wow.
oh, you gonna have a horror life.
Yeah. If you're hiding the farts, what else you hiding?
Yes. But that's right. That's too much action. That's too much. Lord, but no.
Your stomach be holding it in. You be like,
Foolish.
mm.
Just
Something like.
foolish. This is stupid. No, but with all the stuff that
Sure.
we need to work on as far as our community, men, women, and everything. What do you when you start your day and when your main goal is to what for that day?
When it comes to being on the air, it comes to being that light for someone to listen for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 minutes, to put a smile on their face and have so they can have a better day. That's my goal.
Yeah.
That is my goal. And then personally, it's just to be a better person every day. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a better friend, a better son, a better coworker, just to be a better person than I was the day before. You know what I'm saying? And whatever that can be. That's my goal.
That's awesome.
That's what I try to achieve to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's easy enough, You
Yeah.
see, he didn't say too much action. It wasn't a lot of action right there. Keep it simple.
Yeah, there you go. Right.
Keep it simple.
Because we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And, even with social media now, even the pressure to look the part, you know what I'm saying? To look like everything's all right, or look like you're holding it together, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves that we don't even need to be doing.
No, really don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, yeah. And so we are going to go ahead and any last words that you want to say?
Man, congratulations on this. Like, I didn't know you had this. I knew you had a platform and everything, but keep going ahead. And if there's any way I can help you out with things, but please let me know.
Awesome.
I'm Tone Hollywood, 107.3 Jams, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., Monday through Friday. I got a podcast, Popping Guns with Tone. What else I got? I'm on Instagram at Tone Hollywood, Facebook at Tone Hollywood, Hollywood Speaks on Twitter, TikTok, Tone Hollywood. Support me, I support you, and let's make this thing happen. Let's make the upstate the best we can.
Yes,
Yeah.
awesome. I can't
Thank you,
wait.
sister.
It's going to be pouring. Everybody going to be pouring out of here. They're going to be like, where all these people come from? It's us. I brought my people with
I
me.
love it. Same here. Let's do it. Let's network and everything. Because I tell you, just being on here, I didn't know you could do this, really. I mean, we've had a lot of conversations joking around, but
Yeah.
you're pretty good at this. Say you might have to be on 107.3 Jams one day. You know
Let's
what I'm
do it.
Okay.
I'm game.
Okay.
Let's go tomorrow.
Well, we'll see. Not tomorrow, because
Nah,
I got a meeting tomorrow, and I got
no.
dates in Texas. I got dates in Tone and anime. I can't.
And
Got to take
then
my job.
tomorrow move.
There we go.
And tomorrow move.
I love it, but much success to you, and thank you for having me on the show. I really
you.
appreciate it. I love this platform. This is
For
dope.
sure. I love it too. And so we are in this episode 1 of WTHN What the Hell Now show with D. Carter and Tone Hollywood. And we look forward to seeing y'all next time.
That's right.
Until next time, love y'all. Love yourself. Bye.
Peace.